But I think it's mad interesting that you effectively built up the ability to sell mix. Were you selling mixtapes? Like, over this
Yes,
period, I forgot to ask, because you sold a mixtape to a fucking celebrity for $20. This had to light an entrepreneurial bug up in your spirit at some point or another.
100%. And it didn't. The bug was planted, but it wasn't. I didn't react to it yet at that point. But in the later years down the line, I kept going to New York to buy records, and like the mixtape game was crazy. Like Mr. C, DJ Kid Capri, Ron G, whatever. All these mixtapes were in your face and Canal Street, and I was like, I said, why aren't we doing that in Montreal? Why are none of us putting out mixtapes like that? Like DJs were always making mixtapes, but we weren't mass producing them and really selling them. I came back, I hooked up with a printer, wow, man, I wish I had it here. I should have had it prepared. And I had a printer for the first time ever have it professional mixtape cover with a picture and everything printed out. And that was like, yeah, maybe 95-ish or something like that. And from there, then we started. And then when we were at Street Sounds Records,
Hold on.
all of a sudden now,
we
were able to do CDs.
Did we just find out that Don Smooth is the innovator of the Montreal mixtape game? Is that what you just said?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm one of the first. I'm one of the first. Yes, I will say I'm one of the first.
Let's call it seminally important. I believe the journalist in you should be able to accept seminally important.
Yeah. Well, because I'll take that. Because somebody's going to come out and say, oh man, but I was doing that from 92. But I was on both sides. I was the DJ and I was on the side of the selling. So I can honestly say we at Street Sounds, we were the first to put out mixtapes and start selling them. And then when we got into the mixed CDs, like DJs used to come in and tell me they're paying their bills hustling those mixed CDs. A mixed CD was $20 back then. And people were buying them like crazy.
It's not just them. I've had multiple people talk about the actual way that they ate off of this too on my channel. Rappers later on. So
it was crazy.
You are seminally one of the first. Moving forward, we'll say the guy that is relevant for this conversation. To bring that to Montreal, my guy, that is like far more important than I think anything else we've talked about so far in terms of actually being relevant history to changing the fucking game.
It was a big thing. It definitely was a big thing. And like you said, a lot of people ate off of it. You know what I mean? I was a part of it. I don't take credit for things. Don Smooth, anyone will tell you that Don Smooth is a super humble dude. But I was definitely a big part of it, for sure.
Literally, you have this cap locks, humble from preaching the chat right now. But no, he's right. Like, I'm sorry. Even if there were 7 other guys, okay, who fucking cares? You're one of 7. That's still being the guy.
I'm there.
Okay, like if the Wikipedia is written and the story is told correctly, your name is written right there with the other ones. There were multiple founding fathers. They still, everybody, Americans still all know their names. You're a founding father of the mixtape game. Can we go with that? Is that something your humility can accept?
I'll take it. I will take that. Like I said, man, I've never stopped to think about everything that I've done and everything I've been a part of. I've done it. I'm in the moment, and then I'm on to the next moment. But the fact that your chat and you and everybody showing so much love, I appreciate that to the max. You know what I mean? But I was never doing it for that. A lot of people get into the DJ game because they want to meet girls or maybe they want to make some quick cash. For me, that was not the thing. Maybe that will be the outcome. After a time, but that wasn't the end goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what we're doing here. We're capturing the moments. We have to kind of reverse engineer Drink Tramps, okay? We're just doing it. Drink Tramps had a bunch of people who everybody knows the celebrations of coming through and telling stories. Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing the opposite. People need to know your stories. It's the opposite. It's a need. All right? Like, I did not know that you were that important for it. Like, that is like you're adding layers. And I'm certain there's people watching that are going, yo, what the fuck just did
They didn't know that shit.
That's so important that they know that shit. Don Smooth.
Okay, so let me drop
the Montreal mixtape game.
Let me drop one more thing then, and this is definitely gonna have to be in the part 2 or something. And the next time we speak and we talk, then if you think that is exciting, I'll let you know about the 4 or 5 years that I was a judge for the Junos.
For the
hip-hop category.
I think the whole fucking world would benefit from that. Yo, people don't understand the Junos. I looked into the Junos. I looked into how it works, and I'm like, oh, wow, yo, nobody here talks about that like we should be. Kind of like grants.
I was on the committee. I was on the committee for the hip-hop category for about 6 or 7 years.
So all y'all heard it here. In round 2, we're gonna get the Juno breakdown for fucking Don Smooth. Okay, so Tech Luciano, and because people are now highlighting me shit, man. Like Double Sound Creations said, still got enough of Don Smooth mixtape cassettes in our musical library.
True. Yeah. Like, these are people like I was with from all the time. Like,
do you know what they're saying? Who the fuck does that?
He's still holding them.
Like, you can't just say, yo, my boy, like, my guy. Like, people don't do that, okay? People don't hold their friend shit like that. So the fact that they're holding your stuff, I'm bumping it. It's not just an item. You're like,
thank you, Double SH.
Then Tech Luciano, I appreciate your passion. We're all passionate. We have fucking Don Smooth dropping knowledge nuggets all over this shit. This is gold. Thank you. You just made my career. I got co-signed by the voice of the city. It is what it is. Before tonight is over, please emphasize the importance of street sounds, battle of the tracks, and how success on Don's show equated directly to being asked to open up for big acts, etc. Please. So I know that we're going to expand on this in the future, but you got to understand that this is how people my age see you. I wasn't in the game when they were doing this because I was late. I came in older at 20, so I missed all this shit. Right. But consistently, my peers in my little middle brother age group between the young and the old all see you like that. You were that significant. You know how I know? Every one of them said so. I haven't got them up here, but the Reps Up boys would co-sign that. I'm certain Dirtwork and Magnum and them would co-sign that. You know how I know? I had a chat with Magnum and your name came up. It was off camera. So
those are my guys. True story. My last episode of Street Sounds, my special guest was Dirtwork, Magnum. I want to say Eye Blast. I think it was Blicky. I invited them for my last show.
Which one is? So Street Sounds is your radio show on CK.
Street Sounds. Okay, break it down. I worked at Street Sounds, the record store. Right. This was like 96 to 99, 2000. Which was named after Street Sounds, the radio show. Mm-hmm. These guys, Street Sounds, the radio show started first. And the guys, like I said, Eddie Lewis, Mike Tuff Williams, and John opened a record store. And they named it Street Sounds because the radio show was so popular. And they were the ones that provided the music for Heel Kirby. They were the ones that provided all the urban music for the show. So they figure, for good branding, give it the same name. And people would just put, 1012 and make a connection. And they really did.
So just so that you know how important this is, because I'm going to keep saying that. DJ Damage 4000, for real, I forgot about all this. This is super dope to hear.